body image and representation. Once again, the media, when we talk about the images that we see on television, we often feel as if we have to be a certain type of body type
Mhm.
in order to resonate with the audience. When you first started acting, did you feel any type of, I don't know if they're going to receive me because I am a curvy, voluptuous woman? How did you first approach the television industry being a curvy woman? Did you have any type of reservation?
I didn't have a reservation in my approach, but I knew that it was going to force me to move differently. I knew that
Mhm.
there were going to be certain things that I was going to have to make sure were done just to keep myself in the best light. For example, I don't think there was ever a project where I didn't bring my own wardrobe.
Mm.
There, it's very rare that I can walk into any wardrobe department and they have the looks that go with the character. Because typically, even I'm casting things where I am playing someone who's sexy and flirty because that's just the vibe that I give.
Okay, honey, you better go
And
ahead.
with that comes a look. And oftentimes I'll go into a dressing room and they've got, paisley cold shoulder tops and zippers that come up to here. And it's like, that's not, did we read the same script? That's not the character. But I also understand it's very difficult if you don't know how to shop for a plus size body, that
Yeah.
you won't know where to go. You won't know where to order from. You may have to wait a little while. I've been curating a closet for the past 10 years that I know I'm going to be able to pull this, and this. So, I definitely take notes and I definitely try to work with the department. But honestly, typically they are relieved because it's not easy to dress
Mm.
someone, especially when you're dressing hundreds of people at one time, to take that extra step that you have to take as a plus size person to have your clothes. And not only that, but also I typically will even do my own makeup or redo my own
Mm.
makeup. Like, I just always want to come presenting in the best light because I know I'm
Mhm.
not just representing me. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I know that when she sees me and she sees me, that she feels a way, and I never want to disappoint.
Yes.
So, unless the character calls for it, but she hasn't yet. I look forward to playing roles where I get to not be as glamorous and where I really get to dig deep. But
Mm.
at the same time, right now, if I'm playing a character who's sexy, I'm gonna give you sexy. If
Right.
playing a character who's standing next to Eva Marcel, I'm
Okay.
going to
You
have
gotta
to
bring it.
come and bring it. And I refuse to let any other obstacle outside of my control
Right.
dim what I could do and how I can come on screen. When you saw me in All the Queen's Men, from head to toe, everything I had on was something I brought. And that
Mm.
wasn't supposed to be that, but when I tried on what they had, and I was like, okay, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work
Yeah.
for this scene. I see what Rashawn Ali is wearing, and it's all this bright pink, and it's cut up, and I'm supposed to be her best friend. I have to match this energy. So
Yeah.
I think about all of those things whenever I'm presenting on camera because I know people are watching.
So you talked about all of the things that you are doing in order to represent a curvaceous woman well on screen. But what are the things that you are saying to unpack and minimize that narrative so that the next curvy girl who shows up on set doesn't have to think about, okay, now I have to study my lines. Now I also have to pick out my wardrobe, possibly do my makeup. So what are you saying in order to minimize the narrative of not having enough appropriate clothing for curvy women on set?
That's one thing I'm proud of because it's shifted over time. People learn, you know what I mean? When you come in and you have a rack and you're like, oh, I have a suitcase. If we could, then they start seeing certain labels. They start seeing
Hmm.
certain brands, and then the next season that I come in, there are more options and more options, and slowly we get out of that where now I can go in and I might bring a couple options, but most of the stuff that I bring most of the stuff that they have, it works and it's fabulous and I love it, and and we can move forward. And I think that that's kind of the point. It was never to like upstage anybody or take anybody's job. It's just like it's a learning process. And while we're all learning, I'm
Hmm.
here. I'm an educator too. I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll send you this site. Oh girl, I have a boutique too. Let me show you some of the things. You tell me what'll work from that. So I just try to go at it from less of a complaining way and more of like a, let me help you, let me show you.
Mm.
And that's been helpful. I feel like people are a lot more receptive to that.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because oftentimes, especially women of color, we can be passionate about something, but oftentimes it's weaponized.
Yeah.
So you just communicated a very savvy, professional, ladylike way to teach people how to dress you instead of complaining.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you mentioned that because we really have to be mindful how we enter into spaces and how we stay in spaces. So I'm glad that you didn't approach it with combativeness, but from a teachable moment of let me just show you and let me demonstrate how to dress a beautiful woman such as
Absolutely.
myself.